Okay, so before we get started, I just wanted to show you two things because I actually thought about this morning. So yesterday we made our V-fold, right? That's what we did. And sometimes students will think, well, this is the V-fold and this is the only way you could do the V-fold. It has to look like this, like a little building, like a little, like, two little walls. Don't forget the V-fold can also do this. So it can make like a little, almost like a little house, like a little corner of a bedroom. Both of them, they do the same. They're still making the V. It's just which way you want to put it, if that makes sense. If you want to do kind of like little walls, or if you want to do kind of like a little corner of the bedroom. Because when you start your page, I don't want you to get confused and think this is the only way. The one we're going to do today, there's really only one way to have it look, but the V-folds can go like either or. Over here, there we go. So today you're going to have two pieces of paper. You need your base. Oh, that's why I was like, why is this so hard to see? Oh, don't spill my chai. Okay. You're going to need two pieces of paper, a base, and just a piece of paper or another piece of paper. And then your glue, your brain, your pinky, and probably the stick, scissors if you have them, and some type of writing utensil because we're going to do our last one before you guys get started on your quiz. And I'll show you the quiz. It's open notes, so I don't want you to freak out. So let me open up the chat in case you need help and I can't see you. Quick question to my sleepy first period. Okay, so we have our base and we have our paper. What's the first thing we do to both of these? What's the first thing? Yes, fold them in half. Yeah, fold them. No, we're not going to draw, Damien. You're so silly. So both of these, this is going to be my base. Again, the only reason I have a colorful paper is just so you can see the difference. So don't think you have to have yours or even the sizes have to match mine. It's just that way it can fit in my little window. Yours could be super big. It doesn't matter. So with my base, because this is just going to hold the pop-up, I'm just going to fold it in half, just like we did yesterday. Good job, everybody in the chat. And again, I just really want to get that crisp edge. I'll open it up, fold it the other way. Check it, make sure it's easy. Yep, not too bad. Works pretty well. Okay, my base, I'm going to put to the side. You're going to chill over here. Same thing with our paper. Again, yours might be a bigger piece of paper than mine is. And mine is only small just because I need to fit it in this window for you guys to see it. Same exact thing. We're going to fold it in half. Get our crease going. Flip it the other way. Okay, not too bad. Use a little bit more crease here. So this is pretty common, pretty standard. This is what we did yesterday, nothing completely new. What we're going to do today, our last pop-up practice, is the parallel fold. So we did a parallel crease. So that, that sounds pretty familiar, but we're going to do a parallel fold. So the V fold, remember when it opened up in the pop-up, it did like a little V. This one is going to be slightly different. So on the left, we have our crease. Does anybody remember what this is called? As you could call it by two names. Yes, good job, guys. Yes, awesome. Spine, gully, all that jazz. So left, the spine, the gully. On the right, you have like what, kind of like our book. To do the parallel fold, we're going to fold the right side in. I know, it's kind of crazy. Yesterday, when we did the V fold, we folded from the bottom up. This time, here's my spine, my gully. And on the right, sorry, I'm letting people in. On the right, I'm going to get this paper and I'm going to fold it in. Fold it all the way in. Again, you don't want it to be teeny tiny. You want it to be like about roughly finger length, like finger width, I mean. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you're going to want to, as long as it's not too tiny, that's what you don't want. If it's too tiny, it might, like rip itself off of the base. So I just folded where it opens, like that little book side. I folded that in, creased it. Same thing, I just want that crease to go easy on both sides, like a hinge. Keep kind of going back and forth. Get that nice and easy. Okay, mine feels pretty good. So, spine, gully here on the left. This is where it kind of like opens like a book, and we have that crease that we did right here, the little door. Now we're going to bring our base back, because what's going to happen this time is we're going to have our piece pop up like this, because it's a parallel pop up. So remember, parallel. All of these lines are parallel. What I'm going to do, because I saw, on the video that we watched, he suggested this and it made sense to me. Because whenever I've had pop-ups, opening and closing is always the weird part. It always it's a lot of friction for the pop-up. So on the folds, just like we did yesterday, we kind of trimmed. I'm going to zoom in again just so you can see, because white paper is a little bit tough to see. Get my face out of the way. So here is that crease, right, on my side. So on that crease, just like we did with the V-fold, we cut some of it off. Here, I want to cut off some of the corner. All of the corners, I'm just going to trim. I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to cut this off. Same thing on the other side. Just where the crease is, I just want to cut those corners off. Because like what he said, it'll make it it'll have less friction if when you're opening and closing your pop-up. So I'm just going to trim them. And it doesn't matter how big, how small, you just want to get the corners off. It's not like an exact measurement. There we go. Okay, so here's my little parallel little guy. Here is my base. So I have the two gullies. This one, what you're going to do is, again, you're going to decide, do you want the tabs to show or do you want to hide them? And then, again, how far out do you want your little parallel pop-up to come out of your book or out of from your base? So I'm going to have it get pretty tall, a little mountain, and I'm going to have my tabs hiding. I just like how that looks. Like if my tabs were the same color as the base, maybe I wouldn't mind so much, but I don't know. They just, I don't know. They're just kind of odd when they show. So my tabs are going to go in, right? They're going to sit like that. So I'm going to put glue on this one. And then just like before, I'm going to use my pinky to make sure the glue is up to the crease. And remember, we only glue one side at a time. One side at a time. So I'm going to kind of look and see where do I want this to go. Probably about right. Yeah. That looks good. If you don't have any glue, you can always use tape. Tape works too. Tape seeds. So again, my tabs are gonna be hidden. So like when I glue the other one down, my little pop-up's gonna look like this with the tab inside. Show you that. So my little tabs are inside. So to glue the other side, I'm just gonna fold it down and then put glue on the tab. Just on the tab. Now I'm lifting mine up because I saw that it's kind of like off and I don't want to get glue on that other side. Make sure the glue is all the way to the crease. And then again, I'm just going to lay it down. Like the beauty of having your tabs inside is that you kind of just you glue one side down, you put the glue on the next tab, you lay it down, and then you just close the book. And just rub it. Irene, if you're able to go to the school, I have a supply bag for you. Like that's how everyone else got glue. It wasn't like magically they knew we're going to need glue for this class. So if you're able to go to the school, go to the front office and just tell them you're in Miss Archunde's 3D class, or even just I'm in the 3D class, and the supplies will be there. And we have a short day today, so you can go after lunch. Okay, I'm going to put the cap on my glue so that way I don't accidentally spill it all over my table. And then you always test it. So once you glue that slide down, just make sure you test it. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. You guys did it. Parallel fold. So now we're going to label because that's what we need for our quiz. So this is the parallel fold. Parallel fold. Let me get a little zoomity zooms. Okay, parallel fold. My paper is kind of tiny. Like my purple base paper is super tiny. So here at the top, I'm just going to do another little arrow. And I'll write it over here. So this middle section, again, good job, guys, is you call it the gully. Or the spine, whichever makes sense to you. Gully, spine. Yeah, needles tend to poke people. It's their job. That's why we have to be safe and be like, no, not today, needle. So we have the gully spine. The back paper, again, this is called the base. This is what we're going to use when we build our pop-up. We need a base. That's what we're going to put into the book. My spine, base. So these are not too bad. What's going to happen tomorrow is, or even today, if you want to start thinking about your pop-up page for your form page, what are you going to do? Like what we're going to do tomorrow as a class is get our base ready, because that's the challenge. Where is my... I need to clean my desk. I don't know where my journals are. They're not here somewhere. Your journal is so big. Remember, everyone's journal is like 6 inches tall, and then just depending on how wide it is, figuring out the base is going to be important because it can't be bigger than the book. It can't be, 8.5 by 11. So we're going to work on that together. And then it's kind of just playing around. What you're not going to have happen is when you close your journal, you're not going to have pieces of your pop-up sticking out because that's not a pop-up. A pop-up is kind of like this little surprise that when you open it, you're like, ta-da, look at this happening. So you don't want to give the surprise away. So we're going to talk about how to get that going, how to get that, how to figure that out to not let it show. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to show you the quiz. It's not hard. Have your little pop-ups with you. Like, we're not cheating. I just want to reinforce the terms. And here's the thing I just want to tell you guys. I don't have quizzes in my class. Like, we're in, the end of September, and this is the first quiz we've had. The only reason I ever really, really, really need to make sure you know terms is for when you build. Because let's say you're working on your pop-up page, and I'm asking you like, well, hey, this isn't working, but it's because it's not on the spine. And you're like, what? Or if I'm telling you, well, are you doing a V fold or a parallel fold? I won't know how to help you because you don't know what it is. So I want you to know the terms because when you need to get it going, you'll be like, it's that one and then this happened. I'll be like, what? What? So what I'm going to give you in a minute is this quiz. Everyone has it in classwork. So you won't see it yet. You're going to see it. I haven't released it yet. And what you're going to do is just tell me what they are. So, and don't shout it out. Don't do it. So you can answer on the slides in 2 ways. One, you could get a text box and make one and start typing in there. That's fine. Or each of these is a text box. So you can just make this bigger or smaller, what have you. So each of these pages has labeling of what is this called? And we've done it. We've done it on our practice ones. So it shouldn't be too hard if you have your practice ones in front of you. It should be pretty easy.